we going?
We're going into Richard's favourite shop.
Why is it my favourite shop?
Because we spend a lot of time here. Richard knows everyone who works there.
Well, not quite everyone. Just most of them.
Okay, we'll pop in for one thing and we'll be there for 45 minutes. It's like a woman. They say women can talk. But no. Richard can talk. So we've got a time limit on it. I'm starting the stopwatch now.
Okay, so we're in Betzacoed, which is coming in from the east. It's the last proper village with outdoor shops and pubs and petrol station and everything else that you need to provision yourselves before you go into Snowdonia, or at least want to buy a half-decent flapjack. So we're doing the same thing. We're heading in to go and buy some fantastic dehydrated food. Yay! What are you having?
I'm going to go for sausage casserole. What about you?
I don't know, because normally I just go for dry food and rehydrate it, but
mine's wet.
Yours is wet food, but you're carrying the food, so I don't care.
You've got the stove and the tent, so it's only fair. You choose what you want.
Yeah, my weight stays fixed throughout the weekend. Yours gets lighter.
Mhm. That's the way it should be.
How long did that take?
42 minutes and 12 seconds.
That's not bad for a trip to quickly nip in and buy something, is it?
No, not at all.
How many people did I talk to?
About 7?
7, yeah. It really isn't my fault. I just know everybody. And unfortunately it's a curse of working in the outdoors in the same corner of Wales for 12 years? 12 years? Something like that. Anyway, so I know everybody. But yes, it was very nice seeing you all. Look like you're enjoying it.
Oh, I like it. I love it.
I was on top of that. We're up in, well, what is one of the old quarry buildings. So, as you can see from the footage, this kind of creeps up on you out of nowhere on the side of this mountain. It looks like it'll just be open fields and rocks and then the rocky side of the mountain, but you've got this sort of set of weird hidden levels with the lake down there and then the spoil heap from the quarry and then these buildings here, and then there's a big hole further up there. And when I was 19, or actually 18, I left school and I decided not to go to university, so I had my first proper job and working in a supermarket, which was really exciting. But I had enough money to buy a car and put fuel in it and drive to places. And that's when I really started getting into hill walking and hiking and mountaineering. And I used to go out on my own a lot, because no one else liked me. And
Well, you do smell.
yeah, and I'm really quite objectionable to be around. So I used to go off out on my own quite a lot, and Moel Siabod was one of the first mountains that I really sort of worked out where I wanted to go, planned the camp stops and planned where I wanted to go over several days, and actually parked more or less where we're parked now and set off up the mountain up this route. And I knew from the map that there was something here, and there was sort of a spoil heap or something. But this was 2002, so
15 years ago.
Yeah, Google Earth and all that sort of stuff hadn't really kicked off then, and it was difficult to work out sort of ahead of time and really plan trips out based on what's on the ground. You had to use the map, and it was a really, not a nice surprise, but it was an important moment for me, because it kind of showed that there are all these things hidden away in the mountains, particularly the British mountains, because they are much emptier now than they were 100 years ago, 200, 500 years ago, in a lot of ways. I mean, the quarry we're sitting in here was a place of work for dozens of people, and the hills of Snowdonia and then the Lake District and most of the other mountainous areas of England and Wales are dotted with these sort of industrial revolution and before monuments and relics, and you just stumble across them, and you could be walking in the middle of nowhere, having walked for a couple of hours since the last time you saw a road, and you come across things like this. And the first time I saw it, it put me in mind of the Mines of Moria and Lord of the Rings, and just these huge craggy piles of rock and structures, really intricate man-made structures that would have taken months, years to put together, and these huge holes in the ground which would have taken many people years to dig out of this huge effort, and now it's just lying here abandoned and this hidden secret for unwary travellers to stumble on.
Yeah, and as you say, you just don't know about it, and especially it's a bit easier now with Google Maps, but before that,
yeah,
it's just a little lines on some OS maps.
The discovery isn't coming over a ridge and finding a valley that no one has set foot in before. The discovery is coming over a ridge and finding a place that was incredibly important to people, and it was their place where they worked, lived and died, and now it's just here, abandoned, waiting for people to discover it. Subtitles here. We've just dropped over the first ridge into the sort of the combe by the lake here. I'm just sort of looking around for somewhere to camp for the evening, because our original plan was to go but looking at the wind direction, we're not going to find somewhere intended route safe to pitch the tent, even with a four-season tent. So we're going to stay down here. We're going to try and go somewhere in the lee of that ridge there. It's not as windy down here as it was just up there. We're slightly sheltered, so we're going to see where we can go. Other than that, it's not bad. We've got good clean water sources, nothing's going to fall on us, and there are a few flat bits around. Just the problem is trying to find a flat bit that isn't really boggy underfoot. We're stood on a very small dry bit here, but there aren't many of them. I hope to find somewhere up on the side of that ridge. We'll see how we go. Windy?
Very windy. Very she wasn't a wind, there's a very rain in your eyes. So
So I've got nice long eyelashes, haven't I?
you got lovely long eyelashes.
Like a camel.
Yes. You put them on every day, they're false.
Yeah. It takes a long time, that's why I have to carry that mirror.
He loved it.
Yeah.
I was a little bit more wary, should we say. I enjoyed it, just a bit challenging. But you're challenging, so listen to you there.
So we're literally just below the summit. The summit is just up there. So I'm filming this bit down here where you can hear me, although I suspect there's still subtitles down here. This ridge is about 300 or 400 vertical meters, if that, or 300 vertical meters, but it's quite rocky. There's a big tower thing at the end, and there's one halfway down that we were camped on the edge of, and those are the two main obstacles. Everything else is just sort of rocky path, but the wind today has made it that little bit harder. We're just in the shelter of these rocks here, so it's not too bad, but it's about 20 miles an hour more than the forecast was, with more rain than the forecast, so I think that's going to affect our plans for the day, which might involve a quick trip to the summit and then a swift descent.
Okay, I'll beat you up there.
Yeah, because it means I can go home and go sit in the bath and drink beer.
Okay, fair enough. Don't quite know what to say to that.
Right, first the other crampon scratches. Well, this is the edge of the steep drop here.
I don't want to go down this steep drop.
Okay, I need to go there. Was he what? You're there. Okay.
How's this looking around? I guess it's up.
Yeah. The vent's open.
like this be the time I slip on my bum. You are?
I'm handrailing this slope. I'm going to pick up the top of the path.
Oh, okay. Wait a sec.
Again.
Other one, this is the first time this one's come undone. Oh, you're right. I was just thinking poles might be useful. Oh hey, you found the path. Ah, that's nice. There's a path.
Might turn you off for a bit.
Maybe I'm glad we're not continuing for a whole day in this weather. This is nice. I like a bit of woodland. Not the best for it, is it?
It's gold condition.
Dobby. I like Dobby. Come here with Dobby.
No.
No. Why not? I have so.
You get in the way.
Wouldn't.
Would it do the job?
Yeah. Then I'd have to do them. Okay. Ha ha ha.